few years ago, when I was bitten by tick with a Lyme disease, I was desperate to find a video from somebody who healed from the thing. Really, days and half of the night, I was just looking for the hope. I was looking for someone who will tell me that I'll be fine, and I didn't find it. So I now decided to create this video for you. If you ever been bitten by tick, or I think everybody should see this video, because this is hidden epidemic. This is something so important, and it's even devastating that we don't see information about this plague, how to say. This is something really like a pandemic, a quiet pandemic. It's very dangerous. It's when we were kids, we were very often playing outside in the villages, where is the grass and the animals, and we were fine. And we used to think that it will be always like this, but every month since February this year, even hundreds of people um, getting these bites of the tick, and they don't even get the correct treatment from the doctors. Can you imagine that? That is so devastating. When I got this thing, I was like thinking that at every door, at every family doctor, at every entrance, at every park on the planet Earth, it should be information about how dangerous is this disease. And when I got bitten, because I have many moles, or how you call it, I didn't even notice that I have somebody sucking my blood, or you know, it was so little, so I thought it's just a spot. And then when I went to the doctors, they took it out with a knife, so they haven't done it correctly, and they just told me, oh, just take 2 pills of doxycycline. It's antibiotic. And because I'm also natural orientated, I thought, no way, I'm not gonna take antibiotics just in case, you know, because if you go to the dentist or whatever happens, is very often they just give you antibiotic just in case. And I said, if I'll discover that I have this disease, I'll take it for a month or whatever, like I don't care, but I don't take it just in case. I believe I'll be fine. It's my first bite. I'm very positive. It's so little, I'll be fine. And what's interesting is when you get this bite, you go to the doctors, they send you to get analysis, or if you have this Lyme borreliose, but you need a few weeks up to months, so your blood, in your blood you can identify this problem. Can you imagine that? That most of the people, after they've been beaten, they go to the doctor, they make analysis, and they see that they are fine, and they forget about it. But this disease, it can be activated even after 5 years. Some people were beaten by the tick, or even they forgot about it, but in 5 years they just started to feel so bad, and they didn't know what to do. For example, was one lady which, yeah, after 5 years her whole body started to be in horrible pain. Her muscle didn't listen. And I knew one doctor, my sister told me a story about him. I knew him personally, and she said that he was sent back to Romania, to Brasov, where he was born, just to die, because they didn't know what to do with him. His muscles wasn't working, he was in a wheelchair. Only here he discovered that he actually have a Lyme disease, so he managed to reverse it, and he was great support for me on my journey to heal. Because when you discover that you have Lyme disease, when you feel that your muscle doesn't listen to you, I grab a glass, but I feel like my muscles doesn't listen to me. I feel like I hold it, but it's actually slipping away, and I felt it. I started to feel it after 2 weeks after the bite. Can you imagine that? It's crazy. And the crazy thing that the doctors, they didn't give you correct treatment, because they only, like, first they give you 2 pills, which will help if you tell them, if you take them on time. I started to look online for support. I only seen scary movies, scary documentaries. But the thing is, if you take 2 pills from the beginning, most likely you'll be fine. But I missed it. I thought I'll go natural way, I'll take plants, they help, but it's too risky. And you have to work on different definition, because if you, how we call it, metaphoristic, victim dress. I call this victim dress when you put the blue wet dress and you just lie down and you say, um, I'm done. I'm not gonna never get out of there. Because if you have other disease, whatever disease you have, you can treat it, you can go to analysis, you can see the result, and you can feel and you can just see that you are fine. But with Lyme disease, many people go in to make checkups, and they are clean, their analyses are perfect, but they just dying with pain. They living with painkillers, their muscles doesn't listen to them, and actually this disease having 300 symptoms. Can you imagine that? It's like a biological weapon, really, because people, 300 symptoms. I cannot even make up 300 symptoms, honestly. So people very rarely realized what kind of disease they actually having, so they don't do correct treatment. So what I wanted to say, that doctor told me, hey, there is no way you'll find out afterwards if you are fine, and he gave me one type of antibiotics, this doxycycline. And afterwards, when I started to really dig in, I realized it's quite a lot of doctors, so plenty of them, which been in the same problem, and they afterwards really dived in because it was their personal interest, and they wrote the books about it, and they explained that with this type of disease, you not really managing with one antibiotics, you actually need few of them, you have to combine them, because this bacteria, they transform, they create biofilms, they create clusters. With biofilms, they protect themselves from all these outer factors, antibiotics. And with the clusters, they become stronger. They signaling each other if there is a problem, so they get protection. So it's really clever thing. And you cannot just take one type of antibiotics, because they just will create this shelf, and you cannot beat them up, so destroy them. And after you stop taking antibiotics, they will feel that environment is safe, and they get out from their protective shelf. Can you imagine? It's like, oh my god. And sometimes really we don't take it serious, but for me scary thing was that some people started to feel bad after 5 years after they were beaten. So scary. But the big hope for me was that if this guy started to walk again after recognizing, like after he found out what's exactly happened with him, then each of us having a hope. But you have to be really positive. This is the first thing. This is what you can do. You have to be positive. It's so hard to be positive because, as I told you, I've been through internet. I wanted to find hope. I wanted to find somebody like me now, which is telling you'll be fine. No, I've just seen people which saying, oh, I have to take antibiotics every few months to live. Oh, I'm just like, people remained disabled after this disease. And I'm thanking people which were on my side when I was going through it, because I couldn't hold on my community. I had a Russian-speaking community in Brasov, and there was a while when I couldn't pay attention to these people, and a group started to fall apart. It was also very painful because I had some expectations that some people will just help me and carry on, but they created their separate groups, and there was my lesson. That was good. I'm not angry of any of them, but it was this moment when I was doing massage, like I'm in the room now, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do what I was doing for money and for pleasure. My community was falling apart. My hands weren't listening to me. Yeah, it was hard, especially when you know that there is no way you will find out if you're fine. So now I'm doing this video for this reason. If you feel like you need more information, I can become your coach. I can help you. I'm sure we can fight with that, because it's many levels. It's emotional level. You have to believe you'll be fine. I'm very thankful for this doctor, Joseph, which helped me to believe that I'll be fine, because I was just crying non-stop, and yeah, it was scary. It was really scary. And the people around you, they just don't understand. They just saying, oh, it's just your brain, you're making this up, or just like, okay, you're just all alone with your pain. But important to raise up, to have somebody who will tell you, listen, do this and this, and think positive. This is what in your hands. Whatever happened, you can think positive, even if everything is just like gone, ruined. But the way you treat it, it's up to you. So first thing you have to, doesn't matter, it's not that much matter how much and what you take. If you believe that you can, you just victim and it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And in the end, I was combining natural therapy with antibiotics. I took 3 types of antibiotics. It was hard to get because doctors having only one protocol with one antibiotic, which is not gonna help fully, because you need to work on different stages of this bacteria, on different conditions of this bacteria. So you need to bombard it from different directions. The one is not gonna work. Most likely. And I knew people, like my dentist told me, oh, no problem, I had a friend, he took antibiotic, he's fine, he had a Lyme like a few years ago and he just took antibiotic. And I told him, listen, can you just contact him now, because it's like a few years past, and let me know how he is now. And I had a few friends like this, which was telling me, oh, I knew somebody, he took antibiotics, you shouldn't be scared, just take it and you'll be fine. And I was asking them, contact this person now, please, for me. I need to find out how they feel now. And they were coming back with the answer that actually they still have it. They still struggle with that. So I took 3 types of antibiotics, and my tongue was black, as if I took carbon pill. Imagine, it was scary, but I felt so good because, for example, I don't take antibiotics. I have a child which is almost 9 years old. I never gave him antibiotics. He's fine. He never have like last time he had a heavy flu was like 3 years ago. So I never drop his temperature. He's really like, when he have temperature, he have 3 days, I think, maximum. And then his immune system is managing with that. And I have a lot of classic doctors which is supporting this idea too. But you, like a mother, have to be sure in what you're doing, because your child is your responsibility at the end of the day. And my husband's aunt, she was working in the emergency department, I think around 20 years. And I was honestly asking her, have you ever seen child who died from the temperature? She was saying no, in 20 years never. But you have to be careful, because if kids having autism or some issues, brain issues, like heavy brain issues, when it's not coordinated, like his brain is not healthy, that can be dangerous. But all these seizures, or how you call it, when child having like 38 plus degrees, some kids having it at very low, like at 38 they already have it. But our body is clever. It will never boil and in the temperature which will kill us if it's normal. It was cases when the people were dying, but they were drunk on the beach, where their brain couldn't control, they couldn't wake up, like their brain was messed up. But in general, your body knows exactly how hot your blood should be to fight certain bacteria. And even with Lyme, I was doing like really hot bath, like 40 plus degrees, and then I was wrapping myself in blankets to sweat. And some people with Lyme disease or with cancer were going to the Germany. There is some clinics where you pay around like tens of thousands of euro, so they can raise up your temperature up to 41 degree. So it come like your immune system can be activated, and you just boil this problem, let's say like this way. I know that classical doctors, they not agree with that theory, but you should first look at the history of classical medicine, which kind of destroyed reputation of Chinese medicine, of classical herbal Ayurvedic medicine. And I'm not going to say more. You just have to raise the question, who created